Hallo.
I have to take a look around. Maybe I'll find some objects that will jog my memory a bit.
Wir sind also wieder auf dem Schiff. In der Zukunft. Oder Gegenwart, besser gesagt. Hier ist ein Lüftungsschacht. Können wir sonst noch was machen? Ich muss ein Objekt finden, das meine Memory ein Bit wiederherstellt. Und diese Schiffskarte, die schon so blinkt, klicken wir mal drauf.
A map with symbols. O-R. What does the corridor running along the O-R mean? Crap. Why can't I remember anything?
Da können wir nichts mitmachen. Hier ist ein Loch. Ah, das hat was ausgelöst. Die Lampe. Ein Traum. Ich träume, ja, ich träume. Ich muss aufwachen. Alles ist nur ein Albtraum.
What's up, Finn?
I didn't sleep well again.
Nightmare?
Yes. There was a ghost ship. I dreamed I was locked inside. And I couldn't remember why.
Well, you're not locked in now. Except maybe because of me.
You didn't actually fall asleep in the office, did you?
No. Of course not.
MSC has been trying to reach you for minutes, Finn.
I'll go right away. Thanks, Coleman.
Ja.
Daniel Defoe, this is MSC. Daniel Defoe, this is MSC. Over.
Defoe here.
The Captain Figment Deep Sea Fisher has reported that they're taking on water. The team has already started fixing the leak, but they're going to need help draining the ship.
Roger. Can you give us the coordinates?
They've been transmitted. It's near the offshore ore rig.
Okay, we're on our way.
Da setzt doch gleich die Musik wieder ein.
Captain Figment, this is Daniel Defoe, over. We heard you've been taking on water.
Affirmative. We're able to keep the worst of it at bay for the time being, but we're definitely going to need help to keep this leak under control.
We're already nearby and are going to bring some powerful bilge pumps on board.
That sounds great. Thanks a lot.
Captain Figment, we're going to start the pumps.
Okay, but it could take a while. The ship took on a lot more water than we initially assumed.
No problem. The Defoe will stay here as long as necessary to support you guys. So as long as the Defoe is pumping out water at this position, we're not going anywhere.
Was soll ich machen? Funken.
Captain Figment, the pump has been installed and is up and running.
Super. Our men will begin draining.
I actually have a few questions. You know that you're fishing in the exclusive economic zone. Only the bordering state is allowed to access and utilize the resources here.
We are aware of that. We are sailing under the flag of the bordering state and are also registered there.
What is your call name and IMO number?
Call name TKKB. IMO number 524-5434.
What is your home port?
Port Deckendale.
Who is the owner of the ship?
The Nemo Shipping Company.
What are you fishing for?
Deep sea fish, primarily Alfonsinos.
We'll get right back to you.
Was ist das für Musik? Ich hoffe GEMA-frei.
What's your take on the situation, Coleman?
It's definitely going to take some time for all that water to be pumped out. I'm just wondering what a trawler is doing this far out, way past the territorial waters.
I'm guessing he's fishing for deep sea fish.
I think we should run a check on the Captain Figment, just to be sure. Do you have the ship data ready for a data check?
Ja. Hab ich.
Sure.
Good. Then pass it on to me, and I'll request a system check. What's the IMO number?
Oh, das war die.
524-5434.
The Fisher's home port?
Port Deckendale.
Port Deckendale.
Call name?
TKKB.
We're just missing the ship's owner now.
Ja, Captain Hook. Nee, ich glaub die.
Nemo Shipping Company.
So, then let's get on with the plausibility check. Yeah, that sounds plausible. I have the ship in the database. I'll run a check to see if this Fisher is legit. I'll be back in touch as soon as I have the results.
Thanks, Coleman. Let's see what those results are.
So, ich laber hier mal ein bisschen zu, damit diese GEMA-Musik, ich weiß nicht, ob die frei ist, hier das Video nicht lahmlegt.
How's the operation going?
We're getting along all right, Larry.
Can I help you with anything? Okay.
Wo ist die Fatima? Hier sitzt sie. Ah, bei dieser Musik hier. Ich versuche jetzt extra ein bisschen zu labern.
Sorry, I just have another quick question.
Yes?
Und zwar, was? Hattest du einen schrecklichen Traum?
I had a horrible dream.
I noticed. What was it about?
It was dark and cold. Nobody was there, and I was locked up. I thought I was going to die. Then suddenly, there was lightning, and you were there.
You see, everything's fine.
So.
What do you think about the Captain Figment?
These deep sea fishers. I'm not the biggest fan of those.
Well, as long as they're allowed to fish here, all we do is run our check, and then everyone can get on with their business.
Remember, Finn, if somebody has orange roughy or Alfonsinos as their catch, then those fishing boats have to undergo a specific, separate check.
That's right. Well, I gotta get going.
So, wir entfernen uns hier mal von. So.
I actually have a few questions.
Vielleicht
Yes.
können wir den. Ah, wir können nach der Auflagegenehmigung fragen.
You're fishing for Alfonsinos with bottom trawls?
Yes.
Do you have the required license for the bordering state?
Well, the license should be here somewhere. Can I just email it to you?
Yes, that's possible. My colleague will give you the contact details.
I'll email it to you as soon as possible. It might take a while. We still have to find it among all our documents.
We'll get right back to you.
Finn, Figment's license has just been emailed. I left the printout on the desk in your office.
Okay, thanks, Coleman.
Liegt,
I'll run a check on it with Fatima.
liegt in unserem Büro, also müssen wir logischerweise ins Büro gehen. Komm, kommt mal hier hoch, hat man auch wieder mehr FPS. Naturschutzexpertin und Maschinist, sehr interessant. Wollen wir dir den Zettel mal geben? Der hier.
The Captain Figment emailed me their license. Anything out of the ordinary?
Everything seems to be in order here. The trawler is allowed to fish the Alfonsino.
Ben,
Yes, Coleman.
I just ran the check on the Figment's data. Everything's fine. It flies the flag of the coastal state and has all the required registrations.
Thanks, Coleman. The deep-sea fishing license is here, too.
Well, then let's get to work pumping the water out of their ship, and then we can get out of here too. Can you inform the Figment about the results?
Will do.
Den müssen wir jetzt informieren über die Ergebnisse. Ich gehe jetzt hier mal vor die Tür. Hier unten leckt es irgendwie ein bisschen.
I actually have a few questions.
Yes?
We've run a check on the information you gave us.
Any problems?
No, you're all good.
Thought so. You wouldn't believe how much time these constant controls cost me, always keeping me from getting any work done.
We know it's not easy for you, but we have to keep an eye on these things.
But we already get checked very thoroughly, and we do our part and keep to the fishing quotas. Why don't you take a look at the oil industry? Those oil rigs are ticking time bombs, and nobody's checking them. And I'm not even talking about their yield. At least our haul can reproduce and grow back.
Well, that can also take 20 to 30 years with these deep-sea fish.
But you can't compare the two. That offshore oil rig alone is pretty suspicious if you ask me.
Offshore. That oil company. Suspicious. Why?
Was hat er denn gesehen?
What did you see?
Well, a while ago there was a refugee boat that docked there. And shortly afterwards, there was even another one. Well, I thought it was pretty strange and expected you guys from the Coast Guard to show up at any second. But you never did.
They took in refugees without informing us.
Das ist interessant.
Have you been on the offshore oil rig recently?
Not personally, but I always pass by pretty close on my fishing routes. Well, I heard a bunch of loud screaming and talking last night. That was pretty strange. There's not usually a lot of partying going on there late at night.
Thank you very much for the information. Those statements have made me curious. We should go take another closer look at the oil rig. But first, we have to drain the Figment. We'll get on it in the evening. I have nothing further to discuss at the moment.
Abend. Kann ich mit dem großen Schiff fahren? Oh, guck mal, der macht die Wellen, aber bewegt sich nicht. Ich muss jetzt ernsthaft mit dem kleinen Schiff darüber fahren.
Larry, Fatima Coleman and I are on our way with the Luke Fox. We're going to take another look at the oil rig. I have a weird feeling about it for some reason. Captain Figment, what is your current status?
Not too problematic. There's hardly any more water getting in. But we'd still like to keep the pumps just in case our sealing doesn't hold.
No problem. Larry, can you take care of that?
Typical. Just leave me behind with all the equipment that I have no idea how to use.
No worries, you can do it. We'll be right back.
We just want to be extra sure.
All right, off to the offshore island. I actually have a few questions.
Yes?
We'll get right back.
Dann fahren wir mal zur Ölbohrinsel. Wo muss man da docken? Oh, wenn ich so auf die Zeit gucke, können wir noch ein bisschen spielen. Das, ich sag mal, Kapitel hat jetzt nicht so lange gedauert.
I have to take a look around. Maybe I'll find some objects that will jog my memory a bit.
Vielleicht kann ich jetzt diese Karte benutzen.
A map. OR. I can remember what OR means. Yeah, that's right. Oil rig. There used to be an oil rig.
Wusste ich's doch. Ich erinnere mich an einen Einsatz kurz vor der Bohrinsel Petrol Tower V. Wir haben einen Mitarbeiter der Bohrinsel aus dem Wasser gefischt. Was er uns erzählte, war mehr als merkwürdig.
Finn, I'm receiving a distress signal here from an EPIRB on 121.5 megahertz. The ID is from an oil rig that's right around here.
That's unusual. Did anybody radio a distress call from the oil rig?
We didn't receive anything.
Strange. We're going to take a look at it. Put the position of that transponder up on the nautical chart.
Unfortunately, the position is too imprecise, but I programmed a search area for your charts.
Rausfischen müssen sie ja mit dem kleinen Boot, aber suchen können wir auch mit dem großen.
Okay, we're in the search area now. The source of the signal has to be here somewhere.
Finn, you'd better take our daughter boat to search for any castaways. You'll be closer to the water in the small boat, and we'll have a better view over any swimming objects. Their chances of survival are also much higher with the daughter boat, should you accidentally run over them.
Very funny, Fatima. This isn't my first time doing this.
I know, I'm sorry, Finn.
Ah, da ist er. Wer fährt das Boot eigentlich, wenn ich da stehe?
Fatima, Coleman. I found the source of the distress signal. It's a castaway.
Out here on the high seas? But there's no boat anywhere near here.
He doesn't even have any kind of life jacket on or anything. He can't have been swimming out here for too long.
No life jacket. Is he still alive?
He's breathing, but his body temperature is very low, and I can hardly feel a pulse.
Please get him on board as quickly as possible so we can help him.
I'll hurry.
A murder! On the oil rig! Help!
Weird, he's muttering something about a crime that took place on the oil rig nearby. But it's hard to understand anything with the state that he's in.
Get him on board first. You can question him once he's been stabilized. Oh no, the poor guy really is half frozen to death.
Please take care of him.
Of course.
Help! Don't let him get away! Murderer! On the oil rig!
Don't worry. We're going to look into it. Let's run some checks first and take care of you. We'll get you a warm cup of tea so you can get your strength back.
Finn, do you think he's talking about the oil rig nearby?
Well, he couldn't have swum much further than from there. I'll check up on it and have a look around the place.
Do that. Once the man has gotten his strength back, I'll get him into the interrogation room. You can have another go at questioning him.
Thanks, Fatima.